Hello everyone, welcome to Avlokan IAS. My name is Shivani and I welcome you all in this series of Medieval Indian History crash course. So, you have seen the lectures which has been uploaded on the platform. I hope you are watching them and carefully noting down all the facts or information that is important for you. So, it is a revision series, so take it as a revision. So today we are going to cover the era that is Tughlaq dynasty, and we are going to talk about how they came to power, what were the policies by different rulers, and how they declined. So that is we are going to cover in this lecture. First, you need to know a bit of series for your reference here. So the founding member, the founding person was Ghiyath-ul-Din Tughlaq. And see, these are Turkish names, so we cannot pronounce them exactly as they are written. But yes, we can call him. He's called as Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq also. And if we go for the right name, that is Ghazi Malik. Right? His original name was Ghazi Malik. But when he came to power, when he became the Sultan, then he adopted this name Ghiyath-ul-Din Tughlaq. So he is the founder of Tughlaq dynasty. You will remember his name. Then the second ruler comes, that is Muhammad bin Tughlaq, and he is son of Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq. So Muhammad bin Tughlaq comes to power, and Muhammad bin Tughlaq was also known as Jona Khan, right? Jona Khan or Ulugh Khan. So don't get confused. And then the third ruler is Firoz Shah Tughlaq. He is also very important ruler because he made some changes in Delhi area and in irrigation also, and different he established different departments. So we'll talk about that in the lecture ahead. And then these are some small span rulers like who ruled for 1 year or half a year, like that. So we are not going to talk about them in the lecture in detail. But yes, if there is any ruler during whose reign any important thing happened or some important event happened, so we'll cover them. Okay. Yes, I had told you that in history we follow this rule of the founder and the last ruler. So the founder is Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq and the last ruler of this Tughlaq dynasty. Because last is why last ruler is important, because when the last ruler is ruling, he will be murdered or killed and the new ruler will come to the power, and that new ruler is going to establish a new dynasty. So he becomes very important for us. So the last ruler is Nasiruddin Mahmud Shah Tughlaq, right? So you can remember this in brief like Mahmud Shah Tughlaq. And why is Mahmud Shah important? Because he is the one during whose reign Timur Lane, Timur Lane invaded India, invaded Delhi. Timur Lane invaded Delhi in 1398. And you can see the time period he ruled. So it becomes correct. Okay. So we'll talk about Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq in this lecture, and let's start with the series. So Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq, as I have told you, his name was Ghazi Malik and he was the founder of the dynasty. So he established Tughlaq dynasty and in 1320 and added Tughlaqabad city to Delhi. Right? I've told you in Delhi different areas were established by different rulers, and I've told you that Siri area was established by Alauddin, and this Tughlaqabad city was established by whom? Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq. And it is this Tughlaqabad fort is there only in Delhi right now, even although it is demolished and in a very bad shape, but you can still visit the area. Okay. So it was third time when the Delhi was, we can say, the third city of Delhi. So it becomes important for us. Now let's talk about his works. So he improved the courier system, right? Courier system by replacing men with horses. ठीक है. पहले men का यूज हो रहा था courier के लिए, but now he replaced men with horses so that it becomes smooth and fast. And he introduced डाक चौकीज, राइट? पोस्ट स्टेशन बना दिए गए हैं ताकि इजिली एक बेटर कर दिया, ऑर्गेनाइज कर दिया उसने डाक पोस्ट सिस्टम को. एंड मिलिट्री सक्सेस काफ़ी रही हैं इनकी. सो गयासुद्दीन तुगलक वॉज कंटेम्प्रेरी ऑफ निज़ामुद्दीन औलिया, राइट? ये भी एक इम्पॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है जो आपको याद होना चाहिए, दैट गयासुद्दीन तुगलक और वी कैन से गाजी मलिक वॉज कंटेम्प्रेरी ऑफ whose contemporary Nizamuddin Aulia, a famous Sufi saint whose dargah is there in Delhi. right? And Khusro was disciple of Nizamuddin Aulia, right? So you will remember this fact. It is very important. Maybe there is a statement-based question can be formed, like Nizamuddin Aulia was contemporary of, so they can mention other name also. So you should remember that it is Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq. Okay, so this is important. And also one more thing, that Tughlaq Nama is a book of Amir Khusro, and it provides information regarding the rise of Tughlaqs. So that is also important because it gives information. Like I have told you that Amir Khusro was there since Balban's era, and he was there in court of Alauddin as well, and then he is writing about Tughlaqs as well. So Amir Khusro की एक बुक है आमिर खुसरो, एंड द बुक इज तुगलकनामा. ठीक है, तो ही वाज कोर्ट हिस्टोरियन, सो व्हेनेवर द किंग चेंजेस ही विल बी देयर, एंड ही राइट्स, he was a writer, so he writes about them. That is the work of a historian, so that is why we see that he has written texts on different kings and their dynasties. So now we'll move on to the next important ruler, that is Muhammad bin Tughlaq. And it is a very important ruler because Muhammad bin Tughlaq is the most influential, or we can say most popular ruler of Tughlaq dynasty, and he ruled for a good time period, that is 1325 to 1351. Around 25 years he ruled. Okay, so he was a well educated person, and he was religiously a tolerant leader. That means he did not believe in imposing his faith over others. Like he did not believe in conversions and other things. So he was also, like, see, Alauddin, I have told you that he was secular. He separated uh, religion from politics. But he is not same as Tughlaq. He is not same as Muhammad bin Tughlaq, because Muhammad bin Tughlaq was a religiously tolerant leader. So he is generous in his religious policies. That is a different thing. So he was well educated. It is a thing about him. He was the most educated person, or we can say educated ruler of Delhi Sultanate, right? And his name was Jana Khan, or we can say Ulugh Khan. There are two names which are mentioned regarding Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Before coming to the throne, his names are mentioned as Jana Khan and Ulugh Khan. So these both names are there, and we get information about him in the same Tughlaqnama book that is written by Amir Khusro, because it provides the information about all the Tughlaq rulers. And one very important thing about Tughlaq, Muhammad bin Tughlaq, is that you have heard about. Okay, let me come to the next topic, the next page. Okay, right, I'll write it here in the smaller section. Here, there is one more important thing, is that Ibn Battuta. You have heard about Ibn Battuta. Ibn Battuta was a foreign traveler. He was from Morocco, and he visited India during reign of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. And he has written a book named Rihla, which is an Arabic book, and in Arabic it means travelogue, right? Rihla is a travelogue because Ibn Battuta was a traveler basically. He was a scholar also, because he had learned different languages, and his goal was to travel the world and write. So he has written this book. In this book, we find information about Muhammad bin Tughlaq and his reign. How was Delhi? How was his travel? How he traveled from Sindh to Delhi, and how he traveled from Delhi to different parts of Delhi and to South India, and all this journey is mentioned in this book. So it is a very important and direct source. Okay, so it becomes a really important book of Indian medieval history. So you will remember this book. And in Ghazni era, you know that one traveler was there, that was Al-Baruni. And here we are talking about Ibn Battuta. So मोहम्मद बिन तुगलक्स reign जो है, इसका जो time period है, it is a controversial reign. Why? Because तुगलक is considered as a brilliant, लेकिन उसने कई ऐसी policies apply की which were failed. So he is known as a brilliant at the same time controversial ruler. ठीक है. Now we will talk about his policies. Before that, let's see the empire. See, you can see that in Khalji era there was the empire was extended, but not this far. Okay, in Tughlaq we can say the whole of India is almost covered. Only the Odisha part and some part of uh, today's Maharashtra is not there, and some part of MP. Otherwise, whole of India is there. Okay, you see this, the empire is directly under the even the Madurai is directly under the Tughlaq's reign. And here you can see this Peshawar region. This is directly under the reign. Lahore, this whole area. See the expansion. And here you see Delhi and Lucknowti and Jajnagar. This whole area is under Tughlaq's reign. Okay, so now talk about some innovative but failed reforms of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, which are very important and crucial for exam point of view, and they are always there in exams and very important. So let's see. The first important reform that he made was issuing token currency. So he introduced copper coins that were meant to circulate as silver coins but failed due to widespread forgery. Okay, that means he kind of tried to maintain the shortage of silver by issuing copper coins. So उसने मेटल तो बदल दिया बट उसको प्रॉपरली ऑर्गेनाइज नहीं किया, यानी कि जो मिंट थी उनको उस तरीके से मेंटेन नहीं किया। तो क्या हुआ, फॉर्जरी बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ गई। लोगों ने गलत तरीके से उन कॉइन्स को छाप के उनको बाद मार्केट में ला दिया, सर्कुलेशन में ला दिया। दैट इज़ वाई दिस पॉलिसी फेल्ड। सो he had to take this back also. So this policy failed miserably. And then we'll talk about the other policy that he made was transfer of capital. He kind of thought that from Delhi it is very hard to control the South Indian states or the other parts of India as well. So he thought of shifting the capital from Delhi to Daulatabad, right? And Daulatabad is in Maharashtra. See here. Here you see Daulatabad. He tried to make Daulatabad his capital, and you see Delhi is here. So Delhi is very north. So he tried to make Daulatabad his capital so that he'll keep a direct control over all the areas that under his control. So this is what his plan was. But when he shifted the capital, uh, also he wanted to safeguard it against Mongol invasions, है ना? बट जो रीलोकेशन था वो बहुत ही बुरी तरह से हुआ। मतलब इतने बड़े लेवल पे आप मान लीजिए किंग तो शिफ्ट कर लेगा बट अदर पीपल आर सफरिंग। सो आफ्टर 2 years उसको, एंड फिर आफ्टर 2 years ही again shifted the capital back to Delhi because he was unable to run it from there, or some reasons must be there. So he again shifted the capital back to Delhi. So it was also, so this policy also failed, right? मतलब एक बार आपने शिफ्ट कर लिया था तो आप थोड़े टाइम वहाँ पे रहने के, वहाँ पे मैनेज करने की कोशिश करते, बट नॉट, वी डोंट सी इट हियर। ही अगेन शिफ्टेड द कैपिटल विद इन 2 years. So this was a whole problematic and disastrous policy. And then the third one is increase in taxes. In Doab is the land between two rivers, right? See, Punjab is a land of five rivers, यानी five rivers जहाँ से flow हो रही हैं, that is Punjab. But when we say Doab is a land between two rivers. So here we can see that Ganga, Yamuna, Doab was under his control. So he tried to increase taxes because it was the most fertile land of the area, his empire. So he tried to impose more taxes on this area. But due to famine, this policy also failed. So again, his policy failed, and people were in resentment because he did not try to understand the situations on the ground. Like, due to poor rainfall, the situation was not good. The agriculture produce was not good, but the revenue was increased. So these caused problems for the peasants and for the public. So this policy also failed. And then we see some other reforms as well. This agriculture reform was not one of his failed policy. The others are like the Khorasan expedition. This expedition, he led this expedition to Persian region, the frontier states, and he tried to win it with the help of Persian king. But at the end moment, the king did not help him well, so he kind of lost the whole campaign. So this policy also failed. and one expedition was also there, that was Karachil expedition, right? So Karachil expedition, it happened in the Kumaon region, right? Kumaon region of the Himachal and the Kangla region. So there he tried to make one expedition, and this expedition also failed due to the inability of the soldiers to climb those hilly terrain and maintain their uh, army well. So this expedition also failed, and that is why these some of his expeditions failed, and he was highly resented. So these are some important points. And now we'll talk about this agriculture reform. What did he do when he saw that the peasants or the farmers are struggling? So he introduced loans for farmers, है ना? And for that he established a department, that was Diwane Kohi. You will remember this department, whichever are established by a ruler. Try to remember them, because these are always in the exam. So you should remember this Diwan A Kohi, and this department was Department of Agriculture, and इसको establish किया है आपके मोहम्मद बिन तुगलक ने, right? So he is famous for this. And then one important thing is that before ending his reign, we'll see he established Jahanpanah city, the fourth city of Delhi. ठीक है? That is why it is said that Delhi was established, or we can say चार सात बार दिल्ली को बसाया गया है. तो सात बार ऐसा नहीं कि दिल्ली को बसाया गया है, दिल्ली के डिफरेंट डिफरेंट पार्ट्स में डिफरेंट डिफरेंट रूलर्स हैं, अपने अपने फोर्ट्स बनाए, अपना अपना एक सिटी बना लेते थे ये लोग, है ना? जैसे आपका शाहजहानाबाद हो गया, आपका जो शाहजहां ने बसाया है. ऐसे ही आपका तुगलकाबाद हो गया, जो तुगलक ने बसाया है, गयासुद्दीन तुगलक ने. वहीं आपका ये मोहम्मद बिन तुगलक बसा रहे हैं. दिस इज नोन एज जहांपनाह सिटी, जहां पनाह सिटी. ठीक है? So it is also important, if it is there in statement or in any question, you should know that it was built by Muhammad bin Tughlaq. So he established the city, Jahanpanah city, in Delhi. And other thing is that you remember this department he established, दीवाने को ही. And इसके अलावा जो इम्पोर्टेंट चीज़ है आपको याद होनी चाहिए, दैट इन हिज रेन इब्न बतूता हैज विजिटेड. एंड इब्न बतूता को जो है मोहम्मद बिन तुगलक ने दिल्ली का काजी नियुक्त किया था. ठीक है? काजी अपॉइंट किया था दिल्ली में. वेयर शुड आई राइट इट? ओके. इब्न बतूता was appointed as काजी, राइट, दिल्ली में. सो इट इज़ ऑल्सो इम्पॉर्टेंट कि एक फॉरेन ट्रेवलर को ये पोस्ट दी जा रही है. एंड इसके अलावा ड्यूरिंग रेन ऑफ Muhammad bin Tughlaq, we see that several dynasties are emerging in South India, and one of those was Vijayanagar. I'll write it here. न्यू डायनेस्टीज जो हैं उनका इमर्जेंस होता है, एंड वी सी वन वॉज विजयनगर, है ना? हरिहर एंड बुक्का established it. And the second one was Behmani. Behmani Empire was established by Hassan Gangu. And other than that, Madurai Kingdom was also established. So these are some important information regarding the reign of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, and you should remember them. His four important policies which failed drastically, those were capital transfer, introduction of token currency, proposed Khurasan expedition, or we can say the Karachal expedition. ये जो दोनों ही एक्सपेडिशन थे ये भी उसके कहीं ना कहीं फेलियर रहे एक. एंड taxation in Doab. These were some failed experiments of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. So this is all about Muhammad bin Tughlaq. एंड अगर इसमें कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट इन्फॉर्मेशन कहीं कुछ लैक हो रही है तो वो आप लोग एक्स्ट्रा इसमें ऐड कर लीजिएगा नोट्स में. नाउ सी ही डाइड इन 1351 ड्यू टू सनस्ट्रोक व्हाइल डीलिंग विद अ रिबेलियन इन सिंध. सो इनकी डेथ हो जाती है. इसके बाद जो नया रूलर आएगा दैट इज फिरोज शाह तुगलक. ठीक है? सो नाउ विल सी what was the policies of Firoz Shah Tughlaq, how he ruled and everything. So his rule, as you can see, that he ruled for a longer period of time, and it was from 1351 to 88, 88, right? लगभग 37 years he ruled. He ruled for 37 years approx. So let's see. One important thing is that he had appointed Malik Makbul as his prime minister, and he was a great diplomat, so he maintained his administration really well. And other than that, you see, he repaired Jama Masjid and Qutub Minar also. ये शायद आपको इतना आइडिया ना हो, क्योंकि हमने बात की थी कुतुब मीनार का कंस्ट्रक्शन शुरू किसने कराया था. दैट वाज डन बाय कुतुबुद्दीन, है ना, फाउंडर ऑफ दिल्ली सल्तनत. he had started building Qutub he had started building Qutub Minar, but he died, and then this Minar was completed by Iltutmish, and he made it for, wait, इसने इसकी 4 स्टोरीज जो होती हैं वो बनवा दी थी, मतलब 4 स्टोरीज वर देयर एंड इट वाज कंप्लीटेड. बट इसकी इस एक एक्सीडेंट की वजह से ये जो या वी कैन से बिजली गिरने की वजह से इसकी जो एक स्टोरी है, जो अपर मोस्ट स्टोरी, दैट वाज डिस्ट्रक्टेड एंड इट वाज रिपेयर्ड बाय whom? Firoz Shah Tughlaq. So you will remember this as well. If it is in news or in statement form, so you should know that it was Firoz Shah Tughlaq who repaired Qutub Minar. So it is important, you should know this. And he also repaired Jama Masjid as well. And he had established some department which is very important for you to know. Like, see here, it is mentioned also, it is mentioned here, he established charitable institutions like Diwan-e Khairat. So Diwan-e Khairat, you know, हम बोल देते हैं कि खैरात में दे दिया, या तो for charity भी से so office for charity बनाया था इन्होंने, Diwan-e Khairat. And the other department was for Diwan-e Bandgan. The other department is Diwan-e Bandgan. As you can see by the name, it was a department of slaves. Department of slaves. क्योंकि ऐसा कहा जाता है, in Firoz Shah Tughlaq's reign, there were highest number of slaves in the empire. So he established a department for the slaves also. And he had established some new towns as well. And some of the names are here mentioned, which are Firozabad, right? Fatehabad, Jaunpur, and Hisar. These are nearby Delhi and all. You know the names: Firozabad, Fatehabad, Jaunpur, and Hisar. Or he is famous for the irrigation projects he made. Like, he made several canals and gardens. So he is famous for that also. So Firoz Shah imposed jizya tax on non-Muslims and introduced irrigation system, right? Irrigation system linking rivers and building canals. It was a very important task done by Firoz Shah Tughlaq. So you should know his name and this achievement, that he was the one who introduced a proper irrigation system, and he linked rivers and canals and made canals out of those rivers for the irrigation purpose. And अगर हम इनके इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर और डेवलपमेंट की बात करें, तो known as the Sultan of Constructions. Why? Because he built several hospitals, gardens, and sarai. Sarai, what is sarai? Sarai is a rest house, right? The British called him the father of the irrigation department. Why was he called the father of irrigation department? Because he was the one who had started this irrigation system properly. So he was known as the father of irrigation department. Now we'll talk about slave administration, and for that I've already told you that he had established a department separately for slaves, and that is known as Diwan-e Bandgan, right? Other than that, we can see he had imposed 4 type of taxes, that are kharaz, jizya, zakat, and khams. These 4 taxes were imposed by him: kharaz. So he had imposed these taxes, and you all are aware of these taxes that he had imposed these. And jizya was obtained from non-Muslims, right? Non-Muslims. Kharaj was a land tax, and Zakat was a donation made by Muslims. You know, you have heard about zakat. And the khams. Khams was the Khams was obtained by the loot, war loot, we can say. I'll write it here as the loot war. Sorry, war loot will be more appropriate. It is for your reference, okay? And zakat was a kind of donation, kind of, right? Although it was not a donation, like Muslims were doing paying zakat like that, okay? And then we'll talk about some of other things that he did. Okay, one thing is very important, that you have seen that Muhammad bin Tughlaq was not a very religious leader. Matlab, he was religious, but he did not engage religion in politics. But you see, when we talk about Firoz Shah Tughlaq, he chose to abide by Shariat, yani he followed the Shariat law, yani the Islamic law. So Firoz Shah Tughlaq was followed Shariat laws, all the Islamic laws which were mentioned in Sharia. Okay, and he pacified ulemas. Okay, when he follow Sharia, then he will pacify ulemas only. So these are some important things that are mentioned about Firoz Shah Tughlaq, and it is a very important person. And yes, one thing I have told you, that he had established hospitals, right? He had established hospitals, but what do we call it? It is sometimes there, so you should remember Darul Shafa. Maybe it is not given as a hospital. अगर आपको ये टर्म दे दिया जाए तो you should know that it is known as Darul Shafa, right? So this is all about Muhammad Firoz Shah Tughlaq, and after he died in 1388, and after his death there was a disintegration of power, and you see the decline. We see that the empire of Tughlaqs was kind of coming to a decline, because all these three rulers were quite strong, and they had a great empire under their control, and they established a strong rule. And the decline, I would say, started from during the Firoz Shah Tughlaq's reign, mainly because when Firoz Shah was ruling, he had made this military, this army hereditary. Army posts were made hereditary. So if the father is in army, then his son will automatically come into army. Even if he is not capable or he is not able to fight, still he will come into army. So that is why somewhere his military became weak. And you see some dynasties were already established in Muhammad bin Tughlaq's reign. Already the South Indian states were already establishing their dynasties or their kingdoms. So we see that the decline had started, and Firoz Shah Tughlaq somehow played his role in the decline also. And after him, some rulers came, but they were not very efficient. And now we'll talk about one important thing that happened in Tughlaq's reign, and that is the loot of Delhi, or we can say the invasion of Timur, or we can say Tamerlane or Timur. So it was reign of Mahmud Shah Tughlaq in 1398. After Firoz Shah's death, बहुत सारे सक्सेसर्स आए हैं जो कि आपको पता है, मैंने मेंशन भी किए हैं. लेट्स सी हियर, या विल सी हियर. सी, आफ्टर फिरोज शाह there are several rulers like Tughlaq Khan, Abu Bakr Shah, Nasiruddin Muhammad Shah, है ना, Alauddin Sikandar Shah, Nusrat Shah, and then comes the Nasiruddin Mahmud Shah Tughlaq. And during his reign from 1394 to 1413, we see that this invasion happens. And Muhammad Shah Tughlaq के टाइम पे ये invasion हो रहा है महमूद. तो इसमें क्या हो रहा है, मंगोल इन्वेजन हो रहा है एक इंडिया में, है ना. और मंगोल्स इस टाइम तक आपके अरब कंट्रीज में स्टेब्लिश हो चुके थे काफ़ी अच्छे से, काफ़ी स्ट्रॉन्ग बिल्ट उनका हो चुका था अरब में. तो यहाँ पे इंडिया में उनकी एंट्री काफ़ी आसान हो गई थी. बट उनको क्या चाहिए था, इससे पहले जो भी रूलर्स थे वो इतने मजबूत थे कि दे वर एबल टू कंट्रोल और हॉल्ट मंगोल्स ऑन द फ्रंटियर्स ओनली. बट now that after Firozshah the army had become weak and they were not very centralized, so somehow it was a weak Delhi Sultanate. So now it was possible for Tamur to invade India, and it happened in 1398, causing widespread destruction, right? You know, Timur is, we all have heard stories of invasion of Timur, that wherever he went, he just killed people. Like he had left nothing living, और इस तरीके की कहानियां पॉपुलर हैं मंगोल इन्वेजन्स की. सो मोहम्मद शाह तो सिटी छोड़ के ही भाग जाता है, और वो तिमूर जो है इंडिया में जो भी उसको अच्छा लगा, मतलब चाहे आर्टिजन्स हो चाहे वेल्थ हो, उसने सब कुछ लूटा और लेके चला गया अपने कंट्री. सो दिस हैपेंड इन दिल्ली after Muhammad Shah, the Tughlaq dynasty weakened. There was nothing left, or also this loot happened, this attack of Mongol Timur happened, and power eventually passed to the Sayyids and Lodi dynasty, which ruled until 1526. So that we will talk about in next lecture. We will talk about Sayyids and Lodi dynasty in the next lecture. और ये देखिए यहाँ ये इमेज आपको दिख रही है. This image is mentioned in a book, and through that book you can see that we cannot completely clearly see that who what is happening, but yes, there is a struggle is happening, and it is somehow mentioned in a text, historical text, and it gives some idea of how that invasion happened. So this is all about this lecture. आई होप आपको चीज़ें काफ़ी अच्छे से समझ में आई हो कि तुगलक की क्या इम्पोर्टेंस है, किसने क्या काम किया है, कैसे गयासुद्दीन मोहम्मद बिन तुगलक का नाम हम इतिहास में देखते हैं, एंड व्हाट वर देयर पॉलिसीज, व्हाट हैपेंड, एंड हाउ द डायनेस्टी केम टू इट्स डिक्लाइन. So all this has been covered, and we'll talk about Sayyids and Lodi in the next lecture. I hope you all are going through these lectures for your revision. So we'll meet you in the next lecture. तब तक आप लोग पढ़ते रहिए, रिवीजन करते रहिए. Thank you for staying.